we could bring people back to the city center, I think that would enliven the vibrancy and create a vibrant downtown.
Tonight, Coin 6 looking at solutions to help downtown Portland fully recover from the pandemic. In a Coin 6 special report just last night, we did look at several options both developers and the mayor's office are exploring.
So one of the bold ideas is to convert commercial buildings downtown to residential. Our investigator Dan Tilkin dug into this, and Dan, you found out that might not work in Portland like it does in other cities.
It's a pretty straightforward concept, though. You get more people living downtown who will then go spend money to support downtown businesses. Other cities are doing it now. New York City did it in the early 1990s. Well, the mayor's office hired two firms which are currently studying whether it's viable in Portland. Tonight, we're talking with one of the companies about whether it can work here.
As a Portland resident, certainly aware of the challenges in our downtown area.
Maurice Reed in the Portland office of Gensler Architecture is working to figure out whether it's possible to end this, empty downtown storefronts, by converting commercial buildings to residential.
It's a chance to diversify our city center, and that has historically been dominated by office space.
Gensler is a leader in the art of converting buildings. This is a retrofit the firm did successfully in Toronto, Canada. It's Gensler's Toronto office that developed a calculator to evaluate buildings for conversion using 80 different criteria to give a quick assessment on which buildings are worth further attention. A major hurdle in Portland that West Coast cities face are costly earthquake structural requirements.
Cost might be around $200 a square foot for a normal conversion or for an upgrade or renovation of a building. But because of the seismic upgrade, it's probably another $75 to $125 a square foot.
Do you see that being prohibitive for a city like Portland?
It certainly has been in conversations I understand with developers here. It is prohibitive in the Portland market.
Other cities have offered incentives for conversions, something Mayor Ted Wheeler's office is exploring.
If we can find some number of those, it's potentially hundreds of units of housing that we could build. So we should pursue that amongst the other larger scale solutions we're looking at in terms of reducing development charges, reducing technical code burdens that don't impact safety, including looking at tax credits, abatements, and the use of urban renewal area, or as you say, enterprise zones. There's other strategies that we need to bring to the table simultaneously, not just the conversion.
In our story yesterday, we spoke to 4 downtown developers and large property managers who share many of the same concerns, including costly permits and high taxes. And there's another question. Does Portland have enough people who earn enough money to afford converted apartments and condominiums, as well as a disposable income?
And it doesn't save Portland. It's like I said, if you're building affordable housing, these people, even though we have people living downtown, don't have the money to support the other parts of downtown that are struggling.
A preliminary review done by a different company for the mayor's office over the summer showed 14 older buildings that might be good candidates for conversion. Typically, they're smaller buildings built in the 60s and 70s. Bigger buildings don't usually pencil out for conversion. That's because apartments and condos need windows. If affordably sized apartments were built in a large building, there's the question of what do you do with the space in the middle? But Gensler did a conversion to this big building, the Franklin Tower in Philadelphia.
And those interior spaces can present an opportunity to plan different amenities on every floor, perhaps. So it might be community room, fitness spaces, or bike storage.
We all know that the city of Portland's not going to be the same. The workforce isn't going to be the same. The way people use office space isn't going to be the same. But people will always need a place to live. And if we can draw more people into the central city, I'm optimistic about the future of Portland's downtown.
So pretty encouraging stuff taken all together. Gensler tells me they're about a couple months away before finishing their study.
All right, Dan, and of course you did have that report last night. You did mention this isn't the only plan on the table for the Portland mayor, that he's looking at several options when it comes to reviving downtown.
Right, he's talking about, he's having his staff and look at, well, can we reduce the seismic requirements, and that would be a lot cheaper? Can we speed up the permit process? There's a lot of things that the mayor is looking at to remove those roadblocks so that things actually pencil out for developers.
And you know, when Portland led the downtowns in the early 80s, late 70s, we were the envy of downtowns on the West Coast.
The mayor was talking about that until the pandemic revealed this flaw that hardly anybody lives downtown.
Yeah.
These have just been fascinating reports. If you missed any of them, you can see our extensive story from last night. We've compiled all those stories at coin.com.